Evening, ladies and dildos, T1C4G here. Welcome back to the channel where it's all horror all the time. Welcome to my second attempt at playing Alone in the Dark. I got about 3 hours in the other day before I decided to call it quits because of technical reasons, and I figured rather than leave you guys with a video with choppy audio and dropped dialogue, I just figured we'd do it again from the top. Still waiting for the other shoe to drop now that audio has been sorted, but yeah. What was I doing again? Standard difficulty, modern difficulty guidance. I want to say that's what I went with.
So, your uncle, what's wrong with him?
He's possessed.
As in the devil?
Something like that. He says a dark man is following him, watching him at all times.
What do you make of it?
It's nonsense, of course, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me. You see, it runs in my family.
Possession?
No, Detective. Deteriorating melancholy. Practically every member of the Hartwood family is driven mad before they grow old.
But Jeremy didn't kill himself. Is that why he's at your setup?
Despite being convinced that he is truly possessed, he decided to put his last chips on Dr. Gray and his psycho.
Oh, hi!
Figured
Safa, good to have you back. What are you wearing this fine evening?
You mentioned the letter.
I received a disturbing letter from Jeremy accusing the staff and all the other patients of being involved in some cult. And now they are also out to get him.
Could it be real? Or is it all just in his head?
It's a story he tells himself, Mr. Carnby. Anything to avoid the truth.
Which is?
That we're all terribly insignificant. That people mean so very little to one another. That there is no one out to get Jeremy Hartwood because he isn't worth getting.
Here we are.
My uncle's not well, Mr. Carnby. I want to make sure he's all right.
Then what's my part in this? You couldn't get a cab?
I just wouldn't feel safe going alone. Did you bring a gun?
Yeah. You think it'll actually come to that?
No. But you might need to wave it around depending on how agreeable the staff will be.
What exactly are we gonna do when we find Jeremy?
I don't know. Let's just find him first.
Right, so am I hearing an echo, or is it just me being paranoid from the audio issues the other day? Oh, the visual feedback is looking good on my end, so yeah, let's maybe not overcomplicate things. So obviously things are going to be a bit less chatty and mysterious than the first time around. Let's hope the everything after the 3-hour-ish limit makes up for that. Although there is that one puzzle that I solved by accident, which I'm very much
abandoned.
not looking forward
It can't
to
be.
having to solve
There
again.
has to be someone around.
Wait here. I'll go around back. Now what do we got here?
Now, let's just hope I have a vague remembrance of where everything sort of is before I make a complete ass out of myself.
I need the key.
See, I was fairly sure there was a thing there. No, wait. Close enough.
Whoa. That's one big tree to fit inside a conservatory. Huh? What?
Alright, yeah, this is where we find what feels like all the ammo in the world.
Don't mind if I do.
Which, as it turns out, will dry up soon enough.
Every day your silence weighs a little heavier. It's been a difficult year for everyone, and many have lost all hope. I read in the papers about people suffering. Pictures of dust-covered landscapes without a drop of water. I wish I knew if you were still tending the earth, or if you had turned your back against us. I have started to look for help elsewhere. I pray you will tell me if I am going down a path that you find disagreeable. With help from Baptiste and Charlotte, I found comfort in the practice of the voodoo. I have long been skeptical of that Caribbean cult, but it's been of good use to me. It seems all harmless in my book. I say some words dreamt up by the Creoles, and I carry around a small pocket of gris-gris. Nothing of this is mentioned in the Bible, of course, but the French Quarter priestess tells me it's all connected. She says the Christian God is just one more perspective on the creator of things. That's what I like to think. The other way around, that the spirits of her faith are just aspects of you, our Heavenly Father. I am so grateful for the words you gave Mr. Hartwood. We will sing your praises at St. John's Eve. The world will be blessed soon again. Only the sacrifices of the Old Testament compare to your demands. Let it be the truth. A mother of earth, wood, and dirt. A mother of 1,000 young.
Sacred sand, $1. Black cat oil, $1.50. Devil shoestrings, $0.25. That makes $2.75, madame.
What was that you were telling the doctor? A goat without horns. What does that mean?
Ah, you must have misheard me, madame. I said no such thing.
Please. I know I don't look like any of you, but I'm devout. I'm ready to do what it takes.
Do not be so eager to sacrifice the few things you have left, madame. Now please, leave my store.
A goat without horns.
Yeah, still not sure why there's only half of the text there of what's being narrated. Kind of like how not every document that we're going to come across is narrated, which is a bit jarring if you ask me. I mean, either do it or don't, you know?
What was that?
Yeah, still not entirely how this works either. Lanyards are non-essential items that you can find throughout the game. Completing sets will uncover forbidden knowledge, and yada yada something else. Some sets can't even be completed without playing both of Carby's and Emily's campaign. You know, I really should have looked up if that just unlocks some bonus content artwork stuff, or if it actually has any bearing on the actual game itself. I mean, the amount of ammo we keep finding early on really makes it seem like I'm playing on easy mode, which is very much not the case.
Please do not touch the boiler. It is working after all. While the sabotage has caused a leak, only the decorative plate has been completely ruined. Let's wait for Mr. Chance to turn up and he can take a look at the leak. Mr. Waits.
Did we ever find out what that sabotage was all about? Because I'm kind of drawing a blank here.
That doesn't look safe.
I mean, I seem to remember there being a bit of an exposition dump about the history of the manor at some point, but I'm not entirely sure where sabotage came in. Oh man, you know what just occurred to me? You know what would be bad? If the puzzles were randomized. Every playthrough, like you get a different code or solution of whatever kind for every session. That'd be a pain in the dick right about now.
Sunday, June 22nd. I spent all day looking for Jeremy. I should have cared for the others, but I'm scared that he will do something irreversible. Cassandra is upset that I didn't give her the latest shipment of pain medication that Waits brought from the post office yesterday. I would have given it to her, but the company didn't send a new key this time around, so the box is just sitting there on my desk. They must have figured we had plenty of their gimmicky keys by now. I only remember seeing one lately. Grace was playing with it inside the grand parlor. Unless it turns up by itself, it will have to wait. I have to figure out where Jeremy is. I think Jack knew something. That dog of his found a strange rot permeating the house. She's showing us, he said. Like those blots and streaks of fetid rot was talking to him.
Map is updated with information about the world, including locked doors and unsolved puzzles.
I need the key. Oh. I need the key. I need the key.
the Great Depression. President Hoover raises tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods in an act to protect American labor. Following the collapse of the Wall Street stock market on October 24 last year, American industry has suffered greatly. Thousands of companies have gone bankrupt and left a large part of the American workforce unemployed. In an attempt to turn the tide, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act has been signed by President Herbert Hoover. By regulating commerce with foreign countries, the government hopes to encourage the industries of the United States to compete with cheap foreign imports. Superstition on rise. New Orleans voodoo stores and spiritual mediums see increased profit during troubled times. While the market has faced hard times ever since Black Thursday of last year, voodoo doctors and snake charmers see significant rise in number of customers. With the coming Eve of St. John on the 23rd, the police expect increased cult activity around Bayou St. John, the southern shore of Lake Pontchartrain. Voodoo rituals in that area on the Eve of St. John have a long tradition reaching back to the first snake worshippers brought as slaves from West Africa. During the 19th century, its practice was popularized by the legendary Marie Laveau, and has since been embraced by many of the Creoles and a surviving aristocracy of the French Quarter. Author seeks asylum. Rumors regarding author Cassandra Beauregard making Derceto her home verified. Derceto Hospital is an old plantation building on the eastern shores of Lake Pontchartrain. While often considered an asylum for the insane, residing Dr. Elmore Lee Gray prefers to think of it as a convalescent home, a place where you can go to rest. The patient list is kept secret, but thought to include many of the black sheep of wealthy families, because at Derceto, treatment does not come for free. Local author Cassandra Beauregard has now been confirmed by her own admission. She's been lauded as a powerful Creole voice and written many successful books. Lately it was reported from Hollywood that she has finished a moving picture manuscript titled Slaughter Gulch. That film is set to hit the theaters next year.
Thanks.
What are you doing? Who are you?
Whoa, pardon me, excuse me. My name is Edward Carnby, private investigator. I hope you don't mind we let ourselves inside.
I do mind. This is private property. You can't just barge in here.
I'm sorry about all this, but I'm looking for my uncle. It's urgent, and no one was answering the door.
We can't hear you knocking anymore. None of us can.
Who is your uncle, darling?
Jeremy. Am I right? She has that heartwood glue, doesn't she?
That's right. I'm Emily Hartwood. I just came to make sure my uncle is all right.
Well, he is unavailable right now. You will have to come back another day.
Unavailable how? Is he sleeping? We can wait.
He's lost.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Who's your man again, Miss Hartwood?
My name's Edward Carnby, private investigator.
Splendid.
Enough! All of you! Get back to your rooms! McCarthy, keep your eyes on the child. And you two, please leave immediately.
Look, we're not here to cause any trouble. Just let us see the old man, satisfy the curiosity of my client here, and we'll be off.
Jeremy has gone missing. There's no need to worry, but it might be some time before he turns up. The whole staff is looking for him.
What? He ran off?
I don't have time for any of this. Please, come back tomorrow.
All right, in that case, we'll just wait in his room. You don't mind, do you? It's upstairs, right?
Wait, you can't.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
In the corridor. It's the first door on your left. I'll tell Dr. Gray you're here.
Excellent. Thank you, madam.
Oh, when you put all your points in charisma.
All right, here we are.
Let's look around. See if we can dig up any clues.
Every night the dark man stands opaque at the threshold of my room, counting the days until my spirit spills out of my tired shape. Only his pallid mask shelters my remaining sanity. Staring directly into the face of that demonic sultan would surely sunder time itself. Would he have looked the same to my father as he struggled for his life? Does his veiled face haunt my niece quite the same way? I wish so that I could rest my soul in that sunburnt convent of Tarawea. Would I find you there, Juan? Or Senora Perosi, back from the beyond? Every night I hide from him, moving from one misshapen memory to another. Scenes conjured out of fantasy and delirium. Places I struggle to even paint. I wish I understood your death, Senora. Is there anything I could do for you but bury you in that bleak necropolis? That triumphant chapel rising above the ledges and the oven vaults shall be your sepulchre, where you may rest, and I shall weep.
Yeah, see, there we go, another partial narration. But I guess with mic issues having been resolved, the least I can do is narrate this. How did you first come to understand such things, Senora? How did you know that the battered boiler in the basement would lead me to the cemetery? Or how the old upstairs clock with its astronomical motifs would take me to that hateful mound outside of Clarbert Harbor? Those are my memories, my past. Is there perhaps a chance, if ever so small, for me to see Tarawea? I want that more than anything. Please let my talisman take me there. Let me sit with Juan under his Bodhi tree. Despite having sold me that talisman, Miss Jackson, the voodoo priestess, revealed none of her secrets to me. That's why I had to travel to Tonker. Instead, she cruelly told Batiste, my caretaker, that he would be betrayed and killed in the most awful way. That the one he loved would pierce his thigh with a sharp spear, and that he would be devoured by his own mother. What a terrible thing to say. Where's your hat, Mr. Friars? That's only for special occasions, such as, subs being dropped, and that sort of thing. Fuck, that cracked me up, though. The people of the Seto are becoming dangerous. They do not understand what they are doing. I must do something to stop them. I tried talking to Dr. Gray, but he confuses my worries. He is caught up in treating me. How can he expect evil to be cured with medicine and conversation? The orderlies, the housekeeper, and the patients are all deranged. They will call upon evil to enter this world. All will be lost. Everything. Unless I can find the clerk, Mr. Waits. He seems to be a clear-thinking man. Maybe Beauregard. The Dark Man offered me a prison, and I accepted. I signed that miscarried contract and entered the Dark Pact. Everyone is safe except for me. Now, why do I get the sensation that the Dark Man is a reference to, or at least based on, Nyarlathotep? Would not surprise me at all. A painted wooden towel, the motif suggests as being part of a larger picture.
I found a book full of peculiar notes. Have you heard of something called Tarawea?
No. What's that?
I might be reading too much into this, but I think it's the place he wants to go to.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a clue.
I mean, there's only so many times I can hear him say, I need the key.
Hey, you know anything about this? Looks like some sort of talisman.
No, I don't. Oh, help me out here, will you?
I would kill the guy to throw some of this stuff out. I'd be crazy too if I had this much junk lying around.
Oh, wow. That's striking. I want to save this one.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. That is a young Willem Dafoe. It's uncanny.
All right, come on. I want to go see Dr. Gray. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'm coming. Miss Hartwood. Emily? What the hell is going on? Where am I?
Yeah, this is where the plot thickens.
Ah! What the hell is going on?
Wait, yeah, I totally forgot about that mechanic. Those throwables are not just there for combat, but for distraction as well.
I can't go that way.
get inside, combat. They're not the good kind.
Are you... Is this your store?
There are no owners here. We both strangers in Jeremy's store.
Jeremy did this. How?
The pact with the dog man. Jeremy warned us, but we didn't think much of it.
I'm Detective Edward Carnby. I was hired by Jeremy's niece to find him.
Oh, yeah? How much she paying you?
$150.
She's sure getting her money's worth tonight. Are you a thinking man, compare?
No, not if I can help it.
You know, I think Jeremy's hiding in a way we can't find him. He has this juju necklace that guides him.
The talisman?
That's right. It's some magic charm he got from Miss Jackson down the street.
The voodoo priestess?
You know surprising things, compadre. Yeah, the Mama Loa. Here, take the key. I locked the gate to save her place from all the ghouls and goblins getting inside. Maybe if you go there, you can find some clues to show you the way.
Thanks. I'll have a look.
I mean, is it just me or is this story actually pretty damn convoluted already? Or am I just a little slow on the uptake?
You want to come along?
Nah, I'm gonna stay here for a while.
Yeah, you know what? Let's see how that distraction mechanic works out for us. Bit of a shame we didn't get to hear it hit anything. What a cutie, I know, right? That is possibly like the most unsettling enemy design I've come across in the game so far.
I can't go that way.
But yeah, again, I think that the Silent Hill influence is a bit too on the nose here between the fog and the enemy design right here and the way they shamble around. It's just a bit too derivative, if you ask me. Maybe you can headshot the enemy now. Well, yeah, this would be a good time to try. Good to have you back again, So. What are you wearing tonight, sir?
What? Yeah.
All green everything. Interesting choice there. What do you mean, what about you? I mean, you're watching me, dude. I know lighting conditions are not exactly optimal for fashion evaluation.
Oh.
I'm just glad there's no Souls-like stamina mechanic at play here, which everyone and their mom seems to want to incorporate into their game nowadays.
My weapon broke.
Could have seen that coming. Fuck you, guy.
I recognize this place. It's Miss Jackson's seance parlor. Let's see if she's got any information on Jeremy's talisman.
He recognized this place. It was Miss Jackson's seance room. The last time he was here, he had been trying to figure out the significance of wasps' nests and horsehair wrapped up in red silk. An image of a dead woman stabbed with hat pins flashed inside his mind. Conby shuddered. This was no time to dwell on the past. He needed to find out about the talisman and get back to Deseto.
Hatchets, guns, interesting fighter. Pa 135, good to have you on board. What are we wearing this fine evening? Yeah, it's really an everything in the kitchen sink type of approach, it would seem. Wait, no, I need the key? Prompt? I mean, it's refreshing, but inconsistent.
It's the talisman, like the one in the painting.
An old talisman shaped over centuries. The engraving of the numbers looks to be less than 100 years old, but the base could be from antiquity. The polished black sunstone in the middle has a glass finish and occasionally gives the impression of hiding a picture within itself. He's a firefighter. I see what you did there, sir. Clothes, shoes, hat. Interesting dude. Not exactly setting the bar very high there, are we, miss?
It's meant for the talisman. I think it needs numbers, like coordinates. Maybe there's something in Jeremy's notes.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to access, my guy. Come on, please, book, that's it. Wait, hang on, no, wait. Top left belongs to another puzzle, I remember that. There we go. Everything oriented towards the top right. Except, no. Wait. not paying attention. Wait, numbers. Why am I not seeing numbers? Am I checking the wrong notes? Ah, wait, there we go. Talisman with black sunstone, an ancient navigational tool found inside a cheniere along the Bayou Tancred. The old grave was uncovered by oil riggers and said to have unleashed a vagabond devil that massacred its finest. 358. Yeah, just catching up here. 3 numbers needed to span a bridge between the escapes of dream and memory, according to Stern. Not where I want to be, but it's a start. 358. And there we have it.
It's showing something. A place? Where is that? Huh.
I was getting slightly nervous. I mean, I can forgive myself from not remembering one code out of many from 2 days ago, but not remembering where to find the solution.
Detective.
That would have been troublesome.
I was wondering when you were going to show up. Mrs. Thompson told me you were here. I understand you are working for Jeremy Hartwood's niece.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you're not wrong. We came here for her uncle. I just didn't expect... I didn't expect this. You are Dr. Gray, right?
That's right. You don't happen to have some identification, Detective. I'm not keen on having strangers prying into my business. Oh, Detective Edward Carnby, Decatur Street, New Orleans. Enjoying the Vieux Carré, Detective? Those old French quarters, the voodoo people, the gangsters. I'm sure you live an exciting life.
Well, it's not quite like the stories, Doc. Just trying to make a living.
Aren't we all making a living? Well, welcome to Deseto, Detective. I hope your time here will be useful. Now, what can I do for you?
Why don't you tell me where I can find Jeremy Hartwood?
Why wouldn't that make for a short visit? I wish I could tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know. A drink, Detective?
Anything brandy.
Oh, you do belong in the French quarters, Detective. Armagnac or cognac?
You know, just give me the cheap stuff. I'm not much of a connoisseur.
Having low standards is not a virtue, Detective. Let me see if I can broaden your perspective.
What can you tell me about Jeremy?
I wouldn't want to go into details about his condition. Doctor-patient confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Sure, but he is crazy, and he's gone missing.
Here, try this.
Ooh, it's good. Got a bite?
It's called a sidecar. The trick is not to be afraid of the tartness of the lemon. Then, for goodness sake, don't overdo the triple sec.
Okay, what can you tell me about Jeremy?
Well, let me think. He is an anxious man, constantly worried about events not presenting themselves according to his model of predestination. He complains about things not being carried out in the right order, and that some things simply shouldn't be. Is any of this helpful to you?
Not really. I was hoping for some direction where to look next.
I'm sorry. I have nothing for you then. You should talk to my orderlies. They have been looking for him for a while now. I'm sure they would appreciate your help.
Yeah, I ran into Batiste earlier. Come to think of it, he might have given me a lead.
Oh, excellent. So your investigation is already underway.
I'm gonna go, but I'm sure we'll meet again.
Looking forward to it. Safe returns.
Yeah, no, I'm entirely convinced we just got slipped a Mickey. That's gonna be fun at some point. I mean, on top of all the supernatural bullshit we've got going on anyway.
Detective Carnby, where did you go?
I was just talking to Dr. Gray.
You disappeared.
No, it's not what you think. Have you found anything strange going on here?
Yes. Everyone is being incredibly evasive and I can't figure out why.
No, I mean something you can't explain. Paranormal, even.
Detective, I really need you to get yourself together. I can't do this alone.
Forget it. I'll figure it out.
Do you want to come see Dr. Gray?
No, I want to try something with this talisman. I think I can follow Jeremy to the place he mentioned in the book. What was the name? Do you remember something Spanish? Tarawea. Yeah, that's where I need to go.
Detective, are you gonna be all right?
Yeah, of course. Go talk to Dr. Gray. We'll rendezvous later. This talisman brought me back from the French Quarter in the blink of an eye. If Jeremy can travel so easily, then he could be hiding anywhere, even Tarawea. If he can do it, so can I. I just need to figure out how the talisman works. I need the key.
Dr. Elmore Lee Gray is DeSeto's chief doctor. Accounting and all administrative work is handled by me, Paul Waits. Magdalena Thompson, or Mags, is responsible for the household. Jean-Baptiste and Charlotte Tabois are responsible for keeping the guests' medical regimens in check. Finally, Jack Chance is our gardener, who can occasionally be seen in the conservatory, but is for the most part busy outside. There are currently 6 guests at DeSeto. Malcolm McCarthy and Ruth Tallant reside on the first floor. Jeremy Hartwood, Elisabetta Perosi, Grace Saunders, and of course, Cassandra Beauregard live on the second floor.
Huh. Get your shit together, game. I mean, what with it being a detective story and all, to me, the biggest mystery so far is why we're getting partial narration, why we're getting narration that doesn't match up with what's being displayed on screen, or why we're sometimes not getting any narration at all. It just bugs me on an irrational level.
There's no way I can get into this thing. Better leave it alone. There's no way I can get into this thing.
Nope.
Better leave it alone.
That one, the folder thingy. No, fucking guy. Dude, come on. Oh shit, here we go. Narrating time. Cassandra Beauregard, 47F, room number 8, responsible party, Mr. Frank Chardot, literary agent, address Jackson Square, French Quarter. Cassandra suffers from writer's block and needs to finish her moving picture script before the end of June. Mr. Chardot suggests Cassandra's heavy use of barbiturates is holding her back and risks ruining her career. Cassandra Beauregard is a beloved crime author who managed to pull herself out of poverty and into stardom. 5 years ago, she tried killing herself by jumping off a balcony. The incident left her crippled and now relies heavily on her wheelchair. Cassandra suffers chronic back pain following her suicide attempt. She self-administers morphine to keep herself ambulant, but has become addicted, and the side effect is now lost. The drug abuse clouds her mind, and she is unable to focus on real life. To save herself from this insight, she instead makes up stories to fill up the gaps in her own thought process, resembling the Korsakoff syndrome. First of all, she needs to be weaned from her drug addiction and hope it will resolve her compulsive lying. Then look into permanently numbing her pain in her back through surgery. Finally deal with her suicidal thoughts. Date of admission March 15, 1930. Grace Saunders, 11F. Room number 7. Responsible party, Miss Gabriella Saunders. Mother, Orleans Avenue City Park. The mother insists on strict supervision by a proper gentleman to avoid further perversion of Grace's adolescence. That sounds ominous. Grace's family possesses modest wealth and status. Her childhood seems ordinary, spending most of her time with private teachers and family friends. Grace's father recently passed away, leaving her mother the sole caregiver. Grace has trouble dealing with her father's death. She's willingly suppressing her feelings on the matter and isn't properly acknowledging the trauma she suffered. Grace needs nothing out of the ordinary. She simply needs parental guidance. Eventually, we can work on her feelings toward her father. Date of admission, December 16, 1928. Malcolm McCarthy, 54M, room number 1. No responsible party, no address. McCarthy admitted himself to the settle, simply stating that he needs some damn rest. McCarthy claims he used to work as a lawyer in Baton Rouge, but says he can't go into details because of some legal dispute. His background remains largely a mystery except for the occasional clue that he drops in conversation. McCarthy is an anxious man and an alcoholic. He often tells half-truths due to some deep-seated inability to trust other people. McCarthy will take some time to open up. Spending time with Jack's dog or the child should be good for him. Their harmless nature will help build his sense of trust. Date of admission, May 19, 1929. Bit more than halfway there, people. Elisabetta Perosi, age 33, sex F. Room number 6, responsible party, Naples, Italy. Family home. Perosi broke into the settle and was found wandering the grand parlor. She was confused and suffered partial amnesia. She insisted she belonged here and offered to pay for her stay. Perosi claims to have been a member of the Astarte artist colony some 20 years ago, a claim that seems contrafactual due to her young age. She looks to be and even thinks she is 33 years of age. That would make her a child at the time. It seems fair to say that Perosi's story is untrue, deliberately so or not. Perosi's story is peculiar because she retracted her story about the artist colony. She no longer claims to be the same person as Elisabetta Perosi. However, my staff's research has confirmed there was a Perosi at that time who was in her early 30s during the time. I wanted to contact the real Perosi, but it seems the whole colony disappeared one night, September 29, 1915, during a hurricane. I will have to take it slow and figure out what the spell of impersonation could have been. Date of admission, November 21, 1927. Ruth Talon, 29F, room number 2. Responsible party, Mr. Etienne Talon, father, Burgundy Street, French Quarter. Ruth's father wishes that his daughter is removed from New Orleans' nightlife for the foreseeable future. He fears that her overly free spirit is tarnishing the family's reputation. Ruth comes from considerable wealth. Her family owns several hotels and restaurants. Unlike the rest of her family, her sense of adventure has taken her around the world, including France during the Great War, as a photojournalist. The last decade, she has provoked many rumors of being a debauched flapper bordering on nymphomaniac. Despite her father's frivolous reasons for her to be admitted, Ruth does seem to provide an interesting case. She's refreshingly open and doesn't shy away from talking about her life during the war or her continuous celebration after returning back to the States. She is admittedly a sexual deviant and feels no remorse. Simply staying at the settle should do wonders for Ruth. If not, at least for her family reputation. Ruth doesn't need to change, but with therapy I might be able to share with her some sympathy towards her family. I doubt she will settle down and become as dull as the rest of them, but at least she might try to be more discreet in the future. Date of admission, July 1, 1928.
Looks like all the patients are accounted for, except for Jeremy.
Ah, damn. Streaming is thirsty work, tell you what. Okay, so what needs doing? That was the, I want to say the...
While Detective Comby was grateful to be back at Derceto, he was eager to test his hypothesis. After having suffered through that sinister world, dressed as the French Quarter, Jeremy's writing could be read much more literally. What if Jeremy used his talisman to actually visit those places he mentioned in the book? Conby felt certain that this was the answer. He wouldn't find Jeremy hiding inside Derceto. He would be in one of those other worlds. And to follow in his steps, Conby would have to investigate the old clock and the boiler and find out what part they played.
Old clock and the boiler, that's what I thought. But then again, of course I would say that.
Saw your notice in the boiler room. You should know Mr. Chance won't be coming back. I got no business being in there myself, but you can take a valve from the wine cellar if you want to try to stop the steam pouring out. Be careful.
Paul, you're right about the plates on the boiler and the clock. They have been sabotaged, and I think I know who did it. They have something to do with Jeremy's episodes and how he seems to disappear at night. Right now, it's important that you keep an eye out for any of the pieces. I want to find out if I can repair the plates. Let me know if you find any of them. Lottie.
Tell Lottie to take a look at the well in the kitchen garden.
Crazy, you're a firefighting handyman now. Fix that boiler. I mean, we should be qualified for now, right? I'm just wondering, with all the locked doors business that's going on, I'm wondering if the order in which we go about things actually matters. Hang on, why is there an X next to investigate what Perosi knows? Hang on, does that relate to what's going on in the... Oh, I've decided I'm not finishing sentences now, anyway, regardless of mic issues or not. So that's got to be a thing from now on.
It's stained. Looks like some kind of rot. This must be the clock that Jeremy wrote about in the commonplace book. Huh. Looks like the plate that held the talisman in the seance room. But it's broken. And missing some pieces. I need the key.
Yeah, sorry, Detective. Didn't mean to obstruct justice or anything.
That's fine.
You know, I'm kind of busy with my own case of a missing person. I was wondering if you've seen Grace, girl about yay high?
I can't say that I have. Why are you asking?
Well, I'm looking for her.
Is Is she in trouble?
No. She's just hiding somewhere. But we can't have a rascal like that running around unchecked at a time like this, you understand?
Well, I haven't seen her.
Well, let me know if you find her. I'll be around. I'll keep an eye out for your man, Jeremy. You scratch my back, detective, and I'll scratch yours.
Bah. I mean, yeah, that guy was not giving off creepy vibes at all.
Looks like everything's back to normal here.
I mean, as opposed to what? It looks, to me, it looks exactly the same as the last time we were here.
Emily's here.
Those lanyards, man, that's gonna bug the piss out of me. Not knowing what they're actually good for. But given the fact that you can't collect them all without playing both Carnby and Emily's campaign, I'm leaning heavily towards optional bonus artwork stuff, behind the scenes thingies.
Huh. How eccentric.
I did it. I crossed the thresholds to my intended destination without a focusing device. My talisman now knows these roads, and I have no need for the plates. I can find my way to Lafayette as easy as I find my own room. I visited the grave of my father and seen the oven waiting for me. Thank you for opening these doors. I now must summon my courage and go back to that hateful mound outside the oil rig. I hope you'll be feeling better when I return. Jeremy.
So far, thanks for checking in. I mean, it is a weekday, so, yeah, good to have you back. Have a good one. Hope to catch you again next time.
Looks like Alton, or star constellations.
Will I need to remember how to get them out again? They are locked up for good reason. I am sure she is still able to whisper the answer in the ears of the wrong people. But not for long. I will see her burned soon enough. That black goat will be sacrificed to put an end to it all. Then it will all be over. No more Derceto, and sadly, no Astarte. Those good pirates of Pontchartrain. May you still sail the lake, until you find the shores of Hali.
That's not cryptic at all.
The Astarte Artist Colony. I remember hearing about their disappearance. Must have been 15 years or more now.
Wait, did we not just get a little scribbled...
The simple astrology cipher
update
was
thingy.
a favorite among the artists who lived in the house 20 years ago. They easily turned into numbers when needed, but also acted as signatures for the members, as there were only 12 of them.
Right, so let's see if puzzle solutions get randomized each playthrough.
These paintings got some grim-looking rot on them.
So how does this go again? William, Franklin, Noah, Nora. So that's 2, 9, 4. Combined with the, oop, my bad. Combined with the thingy. Very nice artwork though. True. Production values up the ass. Absolutely. So, pie cheese. Fuck, I remember that bit, but just not what pie cheese actually looks like. Right, okay, so it's the opposite facing thingies. Yeah, there we have it. And then what? Fuck, that threw me for a bit. 9-4, 9-4. That'd be it. So 9 being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Libra. Horseshoe looking business. And then right.
Got it.
See, I'm still not entirely sure what I'm meant to be doing here, because shooting these things is obviously not going to work. I'm not seeing a throwable or a combustible or what have you, so I guess the only option really is to just go for it. Which is just weird.
What happened? Everything's normal again? Right.
Well, I mean, I guess that depends on your definition of normal.
Detective Conby had a hard time understanding what had happened. It did feel similar to when he was pulled into the French Quarter, but with less power and purpose. Did he cause this? Or was it something else?
Having a hard time understanding what had happened. I feel you, sir. I truly do.
I need the key.
Were we not able to solve this the first time around? Like, straight after we got... What? Wait, what? Okay, so it is confirmed as being unsolvable at this time. So it's not just me then. That's comforting in a way. Okay, so what's next on the itinerary? Find the Cello's boiler, mention the commonplace book. Fairly sure we can make our way back there. What in the actual...
Lost Plantations of Louisiana, Thierry Briclot, 1917. Derceto was a small plantation on the eastern shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The land was considered difficult for industry and was sold for only $30 to Elijah Pickford in 1818. Pickford employed hundreds of workers from nearby New Orleans to clear the woods and build a small plantation mansion facing the lake with a striking Greek Revival temple facade. Derceto kept a modest production of Barrique tobacco and indigo that persisted up till the Civil War. During the antebellum era, Derceto was the source of many rumors concerning voodoo and witchcraft.
Voodoo,
People who
even.
traveled the lake reported seeing people dance at night in front of bonfires, bleating and wailing. On June 17, 1862, Captain J.W. Norton of the Union Army recounts leading a raiding party from ships anchored in Lake Pontchartrain in order to seize control of Derceto and free the slaves working there. The captain was surprised to find the workers fighting back with unprecedented zeal. Norton's account describes these men and women as enraged with fanaticism. Pickford reportedly tried to placate the raiders, but was shot in the confusion. Captain Norton left the mansion burning and retreated to his ships with his men. Derceto was left in ruins for several decades. The ownership of the land was long disputed and returned to the Ledoux family in 1901. Several police reports were filed during the following years as the Ledoux tried to get rid of a camp of squatters on their land. The police made several visits to remove the trespassers, but the people kept returning. On November 1st, 1907, Inspector Legras of the police charged a deadly attack in order to save several children kidnapped by the squatters. Many were killed, and even more were jailed. The following year, Ledoux rebuilt Derceto, incorporating the surviving stone foundation and adding a magnificent wrought iron conservatory. The farmland had been reclaimed by the surrounding woods, so it was no longer profitable to use as a plantation. Instead, the house was turned into an artist's colony. The Astarte Artist Colony was a successful group of artists, including figures such as painter Heinrich Cassel and poet Nora Keith. The group was also known for their beloved Mardi Gras crew called the Pirates of Pontchartrain. On September 29, 1915, a tropical hurricane tore through Louisiana, causing Lake Pontchartrain to flood New Orleans. Due to the remote location of Derceto, it took almost 2 weeks for outsiders to learn the artist's colony was abandoned. The 12 residing artists had all vanished without a trace. The empty mansion of Derceto still stands on the shore of Lake Pontchartrain, with much of its temple facade intact. The Ledoux family currently has no intention of repairing the house.
Ooh, excellent timing on my part there, I see. Okay, so 12 residing artists all vanished without a trace. I guess that's supposed to be our main takeaway from this.
Ooh.
All looky, no touchy.
It's wedge shut.
Le bon cutter.
Got it.
Oh.
Nice.
Here, kitty kitty. Oh, almost walked past that. Right, so there's our piece of broken plate. Now, I genuinely forgot if this fits the boiler or the clock. I want to say clock. Let's jog over there real quick, find out. Damn it, game. Why are you letting me open stuff where there's nothing of value inside? I mean, I guess that kind of answers my question more or less, since there seems to be no way to get back to the boiler. Collect trash. Yeah, I really wish there was like an in-game explanation for why we're just, you know, robbing the place dry and getting excited over a water hose without any context. But yeah, I guess that's the Ludo narrative for you. If you find yourself bored on an afternoon, I recommend you look up the term.
I think I've seen this somewhere.
This is true, and I seem to remember this being kind of a fucky bit. Because we want to match the stuff with the thing. Alright, so that's more or less horizontal. Let's start with that. Now this obviously goes here. Right, I want to say that's the upper half taken care of. And right, yeah, I'm not even sure how I'm gonna describe that. It's a bit too organic looking for that. Right, so I want to say that's the veins, if you will, taken care of. Still, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with these edges, though. The quarters, if you will.
Book about this.
No, fucking... God damn. I mean, I'm zooming in and it's still pretty much fucking illegible symbols-wise. And there we go.
I think the clock broke. Or maybe it just stopped at a very precise place.
Yay. Oh, don't cheer just yet, sir. Because I believe this is where things get well and truly fucky. Nope. Wait. Nope. My bad. This is not...
Huh.
This is the bit I was thinking of. Right. So we want the outside with the 3 porting southwest-ish. West-southwest? Is that how it goes? I'm not a fucking sailor. You got this, buddy. Well, I mean, at least I know what needs doing. But let's be honest, the last time I did manage to solve it was more or less by accident. Right, so 3, I want to say that's more or less correct. Fuck me, no, we have to fix the interior first so we can rotate the entirety of the thing. That's the fucky bit. Because just from the top of my head, I want to say the 8 goes right around here, somewhere. Should look logical, right? I mean, it is logical. At the end of the day, it's not, you know, a massive stretch of the imagination. It's just, you know, fucky, for lack of a better word. So if 5 goes there, middle-ish, southwards-ish, whatever you want to call it. See, why is this not numbered like the last one? And there isn't even a 5 listed on that ring. That is some bullshit. Again, just fucking about and...
Me something. It's the hallway outside Jeremy's room.
Yeah, let's not shit a gift horse in the mouth. Jeremy's room, which would be where indeed? I mean, well, if it works, it works, you know. Go to the room revealed by the talisman. Outside Jeremy's room. Except that's barred, which is a bit bullshit. Go to the room revealed by the talisman. I mean, it did say outside Jeremy's room, didn't it? It's not just me. So not Jeremy's actual room. where of course we still cannot interact with this. Huh.
As his pride faded, Detective Comby was left with a feeling of unease. He had successfully managed to enter a whole new world. How could this be? And why did he accept this so readily? One thing was clear. There were no answers to be found by standing around questioning reality. Knowing only what he read in the commonplace book, Comby headed off to look for Jeremy in the hateful mound.
I made it. I entered another one of Jeremy's memories. Ugh.
May 1923, Monday. All okay, ready for delivery. Maintenance, oil pump must be serviced. Any tampering causes large spills unless properly forestalled. Tuesday, shipment delayed but delivered. Maintenance, service bridge close to broken. Wednesday, prospectors reluctantly agreed to show the burial mound to Mr. Hotwood, a painter, who read about our finds in the papers. He means to return tomorrow and try to find a way inside. Thursday. Mr. Hotwood's efforts delayed. The workers seemed nervous about his presence. Hotwood promised not to return to the compound. Instead, he has taken up an offer by L'Officier, the riverboat captain, who means to pilot him to the site tomorrow morning. Hopefully that's the end. Work can resume. Maintenance. Bridge from the oil tower to the bayou has collapsed. Sabotage suspected.
This is the devil that guides us now.
Nah, there we go again. Again with the sabotage.
I need the key.
I'm starting to see a recurring pattern here. I don't know if it's just me.
Locked.
Copy paste bits. Well, yeah, I mean, just how many different voice acting lines can you record for needing a key? Speaking of.
There's something missing.
I mean, like an explanation for what we just heard, yeah. Wait, what in the shit? What even is that? Is that a throw? Yeah, that looks like a throwable. I'm fairly sure we checked that out. This is bullshit. Why do I seem to remember getting upstairs? No problem. So we're gonna need the lever to get across, obviously. Jetty key. Wait, hang on. Fairly sure we got this. There we have it.
Got it.
There we have it. And now, of course, we're gonna be encountering dildos on the way back. Always, sir. I mean, it is a horror game, but there's gonna be degrees of dildo chewed, if you will.
It worked.
So I'm wondering, with our guide defaulting to sneaking around when these things are buried underground, is it like a Dune sandworm situation? Like where you walk without rhythm and you don't attract the worm? Lisan al-Gaib and all that? Yeah, there's that throwable we were... Nope. Nope, my bad. Which still doesn't really answer my question. Oh. Okay, so on first impression, I want to say sneaking is entirely irrelevant when it comes to these guys. Which would make this a really weird time to be introducing stealth mechanics. Then again, can't be too careful. Nah, shit's gonna go sideways either way. I mean, there's just too many melee weapons, throwables, what have you. Fucking passive AI, from the looks of it. Wait, hang on, so we can swing at the barricade. How about, hear me out. What if instead we try and damage it with throwables so our melee weapon doesn't wear out quite as quickly? Yeah, that doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot of anything, really. Which means I do want to go back for that one shovel. Given the life expectancy of the hatchet. Oh, dude. I mean, it's moving, but barely. Full pistol bullets. Oh, we can actually fill up on ammo and exceed the stuff and the things. That is... Hardly comforting, yet good to know. I mean, you know I can hear you, right? Nope, no crawling under there. I mean, what are we even fighting? Maybe I'm just paying too much attention to the actual gameplay versus the story, but it can't be the 12 artists, for one, because there's way too goddamn many of the things. I'm guessing so far it doesn't get more specific than the voodoo hoodoo, what you don't dare do, people. I have dreams like this. You're gonna have to be a bit more specific, sir, because... Either way, that sounds pretty damn alarming, sir. I mean, I guess I can see the appeal of a scenario like this being a lucid dream where you can exert control over what's going on, but otherwise, that does not sound like a particularly good time. Here we go with the sneaking business again. And there's also throwables. Now, why would I need to be sneaking if I can distract the enemies? Alright, let's try it again. I might after this haze. Well, good luck to you, sir. Here's hoping it's the good kind. Do we shoot or do we make a run? No, I'm going for ammo conservation. I'm making a run for it.
There's gotta be a way to get to the other side.
Okay, well maybe not so much. Oh fuck me! Now I pretty much fucking ah. Slightly alarmed here. Well, guess there's no going back for ammo or collectibles there.
Alright. Now what?
A tough cliff.
Yeah, come on, Carby. Wouldn't you rather fall to your death than go up in flames?
That one-handed hat clutching for the cool factor seems a bit out of place there. I mean, we're not playing Indiana Jones, are we? me. Don't get me wrong, the upcoming Indiana Jones game does look pretty fucking neat, but there's a time and a place, you know. I don't know what it is, but it does look pretty fucking neat. Sky burial plots, not remotely unsettling.
Jeremy talked about in his book.
Don't come any closer. I'm armed.
Get that thing out of my face.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm just a detective trying to find something called Teruea.
You after Jeremy too? Why?
I'm working for his niece. She wants to make sure he's alright.
He might be unharmed, but far from all right. He's a curse upon Deseto.
Here we go again.
What?
Oh, Christ in heaven.
Yeah, I have a fairly strong hunch we're gonna run into that thing again. At some point.
It was a bust. The oil rig and the hateful mound led him nowhere closer to finding Jeremy. Conde was sure he had struck gold when he found Jeremy's bag, but it was just a trap set by Lottie, another of Deseto's orderlies. Things got out of hand real quick, but somehow Conde managed to find his way back to Deseto, none the wiser. At least it was one item off his list. Now he had to figure out what to do with the boiler.
Alright, so does that mean that the one locked door is now going to be unlocked? Because that would be pretty damn helpful. Pellet, yeah, there we have it. That's kind of what I was
Reflections on the Power of the Verb in Certain Texts by Juan Luis Jorge. To act is in itself divine. Even the slightest movement of our hand is evidence of our soul in motion. Yet our free will is so easily overwhelmed by the dullness of everyday life. Our actions become rote and rigid, in spite of luxury and comfort. True divinity is found in the choice of leaving the stage where we all perform. People who discover this freedom unexpectedly will be struck by the terror of this revelation and become paralyzed, or worse, turn to suicide. However, if you are able to weather that storm, you will discover that there is a divine path beyond that fear. There is a chance to dismount your destiny and make something new. Something that hasn't been planned for or predestined. There is difficulty in explaining this type of acting, as it transcends our everyday choices. This isn't some banal decision choosing one career over the other, or even who I should marry. Leaving the stage, no matter how, isn't a matter of course correction. It's a rejection of the story that the Creator is telling.
Ooh, indeed. Still don't get to grab it though, but that palette knife, that's gonna do stuff.
It's wedged shut.
And things.
It worked.
The Barlow lens. Instructions. To double the magnification of your telescope, simply fit this Barlow lens to your instrument. Then operate the fine-tuners to adjust the distance between your lenses. This is easily done while looking through your eyepiece. Simply search for a position where your picture is clear and appears flat. When correctly tuned, your telescope should present a clear picture with magnificent magnification.
What's this?
Investigate the small parlor.
I don't think I have everything I need.
Well, yeah, I wasn't expecting us to fit a palette knife onto a telescope, sir, but thanks for pointing that out. Okay, so map time. Because obviously there's going to be a difference between a barred door versus a wedged one. So this is all unsolvable. This is unsolvable. Food and wine cellar. I guess that's where we want to be. Navigational skills decreasing rapidly. Ah, fuck me. That's exactly what I was afraid of. What did we do last time? Fairly sure there's an entire staircase we haven't explored yet. Nope, wait. I think I've got this. Because there was the cellar key. Why am I not getting a button prompt here? That's just weird. Did we explore this already? I'm fairly certain we didn't.
It's wedged shut.
And this pretty much confirms my suspicions.
Detective Carnby, how good of you to come. Let me pour you a drink.
What happened here? This place looks like it was hit by a bomb.
Welcome to the madhouse, Detective.
Thanks. Did the ceiling just collapse?
I heard it was something in the attic. Something that was supposed to happen but didn't. How that could have such consequences is beyond me. The truth is, I don't know why the room looks like this. But I bet your friend Jeremy does.
You know where I could find him?
Oh, somewhere in his past, I suppose. He keeps going on about that mysterious dark man. I think he is hiding from him. Or maybe he's with him. I can't really keep up. I don't worry much. Take a look around this room. You may think it looks spectacularly devastated, but I just think it's finally found its stride.
No counting for taste, I suppose.
It fits perfectly with the state of this place and its loonies. The same goes for the nonsense with Jeremy. In my eyes, we finally managed to match the wild ride inside all of us.
Well, I'm happy you find the evening so harmonious. I hope you don't mind me setting things right. Jeremy's business, that is. This room looks beyond my capabilities.
Good luck, Detective. Hope to see you again soon.
Yeah. Evening, miss.
Alright, so, thanks for hanging out, man. Have a good one. Hope to catch you again next time. Also, speaking of deteriorating skills, my bladder is about to stop doing what it's meant to be doing, so give me a minute or two and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I want to say that we're getting dangerously close to where I left things off last time, which means everything from that point forward is going to be just as confusing and or startling as it is to me. Wait, how did that happen? Was there not a barred icon in place there?
Can I get some more of that whiskey?
Go ahead, Detective. I don't think I can stomach any more anyway.
Animation not found, I suppose. Well, I guess we're getting a little bit sidetracked here, but this just looks too damn weird to not want to investigate further.
I need the key.
Right, I'm guessing this is gonna be our navigational hub, if you will, where we can get from floor to floor a bit more easily. But yeah, this is all conjecture on my part. Medicine box key. Ooh, that actually vaguely rings a bell.
Ugh. There's more of that aggressive rot.
So many rooms. Hulkhead rooms. Right. I was hoping to be a bit more methodical about this, but since we're here anyway, wasn't that medicine box somewhere around these here parts that we have it? Dr. Jenkins' lozenge. One of several medicines prescribed to the author Cassandra Beauregard. This particular bottle contains tablets set to relieve sore throats and contain 2 vital vitamins.
On the commonplace of evil, there lies virtue and stark irreverence, careless thoughts of luminous indifference. But blame not the beast we once were, which science so often wished to refer. Not the wicked full of sin, it is you who stand and grin. All our good intentions aside, whereupon we build our pride. Sunless solitude, follow not this corrupting light. Prophets of confidence always crashes out of sight. Hear me, for we all bear this mark. Thus we must remain alone in the dark.
I see what you did there, game. Pretty sure this is a reference to an actual real-life book or paper or essay or treatise, if you will. Something about the banality of evil. Okay, so we can open one bar door, but obviously it depends on which side you're on being a dildo. The jury will disregard that. Okay, so no way further down, but I'm pretty sure we can go up from where we first came in. Weird. Okay, so boiler room it is. Okay, so slight disorientation setting in. Bear with me. So this must be the clock place. Right, once again.
Ruth seemed like a handful. Her talk about Jeremy and the Dark Man made it sound like she might know something of importance. But ultimately, it felt like a dead end.
Right, yeah. Boiler and small parlor. So if the grand parlor is adjacent to the front door, small parlor, small parlor, small parlor. Small parlor. Am I having a dildo moment? Is that what's going on here? You know what? Fuck it. Boiler it is. Can we get that one door to work yet, is what I want to know. God damn it, game. Hang on. Alright, so I'm seeing an unlockable toward the cellar that was mentioned earlier, something about a valve, I want to say. But also, no, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Because we should be able, and that's a big if I am reading this map correctly. We should be able to unlock that one door by now. Meaning this one.
There's something missing.
What, you mean like the entirety of France?
This must be that kid's room.
Why does she seem so familiar?
Huh. Because, I'll tell you why, sir, because everything involving little kids, from Jack in the Boxes to rocking horses to nursery rhymes, is a creepy as fuck staple.
Don't you worry, Grace. Go play your game, bleat and bellow with the others. I won't be jealous. There will be more masquerades. However, I would love it if you would finish my mask for the feast. With love, Ruth.
Alright, I'm not seeing any highlighted text, so I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that this is no actual bearing on anything of importance.
What you got there? You drawing something?
Nothing special. I'm just bored.
Do I know you from somewhere?
I remember you, Mr. Conby.
From where?
Don't touch that. Cassandra wouldn't like it. She wouldn't like it at all.
Do you know where she is?
I'd rather not talk about it. It makes me upset. Besides, she'll be back after the Feast of St. John.
You think?
Yup. It's all on the page, Mr. Conby. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
All right.
I'm gonna go now, if that's okay. I don't like to stay too long in the same place. Mr. McCoffey might find me.
Hey. Is he mean to you?
Not everyone needs to be saved, Mr. Conby. You should know that by now.
What does that even mean? But yeah, at least we can agree on the McCarthy not being trustworthy.
Why did that
bit.
girl look so familiar? Detective Conby just couldn't quite remember. His last few years were clouded by a drunken haze. A haze which now had turned almost opaque. Considering their shared past, Grace had every right to feel slighted. But it wasn't in her nature. She was amused.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that Grace was a character in either the original 1992 game or its sequel. Are we gonna find out where this is some kind of weird time loop? Sequel-ish continuation thingy?
So this is where Cassandra Beauregard ended up. For some reason, I thought she died years ago. There's more of that rot again. Like it's guiding me to do something. But what?
I don't think I have everything I need. If I find the full set of bottles, then maybe I can make something out of the stains of rot. It's another one of those strange padlocks.
That is not ominous at all. And neither is our guy pulling his gun. I think we just might have dildos incoming.
The medicine bottles had stains of rot on the labels, suggesting some greater shape. They just needed to be put in the right order. But for what purpose?
Still slightly upset about not being able to get back to the boiler room. What am I missing here? Okay, so servant stairs. Right, yeah. Cellar. Which I want to say is here.
It's another plate for the talisman. Like the other one, it's broken and missing some pieces.
Yeah. Except not quite, because where we really want to be would be here. Yeah, we're definitely gonna want that.
It worked.
But to what detriment? Valve. Yeah. I'm positive that's a boiler room situation thingy. Except, how do we get there without the missing ornamental place piece thingy? Alright, so valve goes here.
Jeremy?
What the hell is going on here?
Where's the body?
Piece of a larger decorative plate. It has a light and almost wood-like quality. So I'm guessing this goes into the boiler after all? Damn, that's still one piece missing.
Conby didn't know what to make of the grotesque vision of the dead clerk. Was he dead, or was it all fiction?
You know, Mr. Waits, I saw a piece of the plate that Liza broke.
Yeah, we've been over this. Actually, guys, you know, I want to say this will make for a good cutoff point, given that this has been a, how do I put this? This is pretty much me catching up on my first attempt at this, at playing this game, with a little bit of extra content added. So yeah, if you want to know when I next go live, do keep an eye on my schedule. Come find me on social media. Or don't, but be a lot cooler if you did. Take care, dildo.